tired. Oh, there's got to be some place to land around here. Well, a power line's better than nothing. Whoops! Look out below! Sorry about that. Oh, that looks better. Whew, that was some flight. Oh, I thought I'd never find a good place to land. Oh, hello. Let me introduce myself. I'm Carly Cardinal. I'm glad I found you. You know, you humans have it easy. When you're traveling and want to stop, well, you just pull into a motel. Yeah, but we birds and many other animals have to find a tree. And sometimes that's not easy. Now, this tree looks just about perfect. But I'm not the only one who thinks so. Take a closer look. Do you know who else is living here?
Hey, come on. Okay, let's go. Come on.
Trees are not only home to these birds and animals, they also provide lunch for many of us. Including the apples you bring to your teacher. Trees also do some important things we can't see. Their leaves make oxygen that we need to breathe, and they turn sunlight into food that the tree needs so it can live. Come along with me. I'd like to show you more. Take a look down below us now. You see, trees provide shady places where we can picnic. Or just read a good book. They protect our homes from strong winds and give us cool shade on hot summer days. Tree roots help hold the soil in place so it won't wash away. And they make our world a more beautiful place, both in this neighborhood and in the natural wilderness. So far, we've seen many ways that living trees are used, but these trees will be used in another way. They're going to the sawmill. There, they will be cut into boards and used to build new houses. You see, this tree was once a home for birds and animals. Now it may become a house for you or one of your friends. Come on, let's look inside it. Did you ever stop to think about how many things you use every day that are made from a tree's wood or other parts? Let's look at a few. Did you see that dollhouse? The baseball bat? Those things you probably knew were made of wood. And maybe you knew that maple syrup comes from a tree's sap. But did you know that wood could be made into paper? That's quite an accomplishment, and one of the things that makes trees important to us. Another great thing about trees is that we never need to run out of them. No way! As long as we plant new trees when older ones are cut down, birds will always be able to find a resting place, and people will have wood for the things they need. Now let's take a minute and see how many uses for a tree you can remember. They give us food. They make oxygen that we need to breathe. They give us shade, and they're nice to look at. And they give us wood, from which we can make many of the things we use every day. Oh boy, you did a great job on our list. You do know how many things a tree can do. Whew. Well, you don't need me anymore. Oh, but do me a favor, please. Spread the word about trees and how terrific they are. Oh, well, I guess with you here to do my job, I can go on my way. Bye-bye now. Thanks.
and his special magic trick.
Hello, boys and girls. Today, I'm going to show you some amazing magic. And the best thing about this magic is that you can do it yourself. Please notice this small object. Can you guess what it is? Right! It's called a seed. Now, before your very eyes, I will take this tiny seed and make it do something amazing. First, I will use this sandpaper board to scratch off a small part of the seed's dark outer covering. I'll quit scratching when I can see a part of the white inner part of the seed. Next, I'll take a paper towel and wet it slightly with water. The magic begins when I wrap the seed loosely in the moist paper towel and let it sit overnight. When we look at the seed, the magic and moisture have caused it to swell and get bigger. This is only the beginning of the magic. The next part starts when we take the seed and place it inside this magic peat planting pill. First, we must work some magic with the peat planting pill. If we add water to the pill, watch what happens. It starts to grow bigger and bigger until it's ready to have the seed placed in it. When the planting pill is grown to its full size, we plant the seed in the soft peat so that the seed is on its side and not too deep, about the distance from the tip of your finger to the first knuckle. For the best luck, be sure to plant 3 seeds in the magic peat pill, placed a little apart from each other in a triangle shape. Now, the magic keeps going when we place the planting pill and seed in this special cup and keep it moist. We can't put too much water on it. To make sure, just feel the pill with your finger. If it feels damp or wet, oh boy, it doesn't need water. If it's dry, it needs water. Woo! I love to dance. Come on, time, speed, woo-hoo, woo! Oh, hi. I always perform this special dance when I plant a seed. Well, even though you won't have to do this. This way, I can use my own special magic to speed up time, so that what would usually take 2 or 3 weeks can happen in only a few seconds. Now, let's see what our seed is doing. Oh, boy, it's sending out a tiny root, going deeper into the dirt. Now it's pushing the seed up toward the top. And now it's pushed through the top of the dirt and has dropped the shell of the seed. Oh, boy, that's a tiny tree. Whew, it really is magic to think that all that could come from such a tiny seed. But the magic doesn't stop here. After the little tree has grown a while, we're going outside to dig a small hole and place the planting pill and little seedling tree in the ground. Then we have to be sure to water the little tree when it needs it. But the best magic is still to come. Now I, Carly Cardinal, the world-famous magician, will again speed up time so we can see what happens to our little plant. Oh, boy! A full-grown tree! Terrific, don't you think? A work of true natural magic, that something so big could come out of something so small. Of course, it takes many years for a tree to grow this big, but it's magic just the same. But the magic doesn't stop here. Oh, no! Do you wonder what happened under the ground when the seedling grew into a tree? Come with me and we'll go underground to see. The roots have grown too, and they have a very important job. From the soil, the roots suck in water and food to feed the tree and keep it growing. It's kind of like how you suck water through a soda straw. The water and foods go up to the leaves, traveling just underneath the bark of the tree. Because they travel so close to the bark, no one should ever cut into a tree. A cut stops the magic and doesn't let the food and water travel up to the leaves. Cutting into a tree is just like cutting into a soda straw. Nothing can go up. Some special magic is going on up here, too, in the tree's leaves. Each of the tree's leaves is like a tiny factory, taking in sunlight and air and mixing them with water and food from the tree's roots. When this happens, the leaves make a sugar-like food that feeds the trees. Imagine that! A natural magic that can cause a big tree to grow from a tiny seed and then make its own food so that it can continue to live and grow. You'll be able to see this natural magic yourself when you grow your own tree in the classroom. Just remember my instructions, follow your teacher's directions, and the magic will happen to your seeds also. After your seeds sprout and grow, you will have become a tree magician. Many people are tree magicians. Anyone who plants and cares for a tree discovers the excitement of such a project. More than 100 years ago, a very special man named J. Sterling Morton lived in Nebraska City, Nebraska, an area of our country that didn't have many trees. Mr. Morton and his wife Caroline were both tree magicians and planted hundreds of trees on their land, and they encouraged everyone they knew to do the same. Mr. Morton knew the people who worked for the state of Nebraska, and in 1872, he convinced them that Nebraska should set aside one day every year for planting trees. This day was called Arbor Day, and on that first Arbor Day, the people of Nebraska planted more than 1 million trees. Oh boy, that's a lot of tree magic. The tree magic soon made a difference. Where once only a few trees grew, soon there were trees everywhere. The Arbor Day idea quickly spread across America, and today, Arbor Day celebrations, encouraged by the National Arbor Day Foundation, are held in every state and in many other countries. People in cities and towns everywhere plant trees along their streets and near their homes and schools. From up here, you can see that trees really make a big difference along streets and in neighborhoods. And you can tell how the magic of the Arbor Day tree planting idea has spread itself everywhere, making our world a nicer place. There is a special magic about trees, and now that you're about to become a tree magician, I hope you'll feel that special tree magic as you plant and grow your own. From now on, the magic is up to you. Good luck, all you tree magicians!